Alright, enough messing around. Why am I being told by the maids that you're refusing to get out of bed? I don't care if you're tired. You knew you had work today, and yet you still went out with your so-called friends immediately after signing your updated terms of employment. Then, from what my security team tells me, you were a headache for them until the early hours of the morning. Well, if you're looking for sympathy, you've come to the wrong place. You knew that a day in bed wasn't on the cards today, so that's on you. Right, come on, up you get. For God's sake, why, out of all the famous assets in this company, did I get stuck with the one that's a lazy sack of... Get up. You're late for rehearsals. Need I remind you that your contract is still up for renewal soon? Are you really willing to gamble your career for a few extra hours of beauty sleep? That's what I thought. Now, I'll be waiting for you in the car. I expect you down there in 10 minutes. Do not make me come back up here, or tiredness will be the least of your problems. Got it? Good. And for God's sake, take a bloody shower. You smell like you've been dug up. Finally. You were cutting it close there. I was seconds away from getting out this car myself. Right. Ready to go? No driver today. You're stuck with little old me, I'm afraid. Well, you would have had your driver if you were here on time. But you missed the limo to the studio. He had to leave without you to get the other stars to rehearsals on time. Of course, I got stuck with the one star who can't keep to a bloody schedule. But yeah, now you're stuck with me in the driver's seat instead of in my usual spot, skulking quietly whilst riding shotgun. No, you're staying in the back like you always do. The last thing that I need today is your face in my peripheral vision whilst I'm trying to drive. It'll give me such a fright that I might crash. Now, let's get going. Seatbelt. Thank you. What do you think you're doing? No food in the car. You know company policy. I don't care if you're hungry. Put the cereal bar away. You should have had breakfast. Well, you could have had it if you got up on time. But no, you had to go out and party with your little friends until the early hours of the morning. I'd guess because you thought you were rebelling against the new rules and policies in place. Well, it seems the only one suffering is yourself. Hello, actions. Meet consequences. Yes, I know you're hungry. But you see, that sounds awfully like a you problem. I'm not your bloody babysitter, so stop acting like a brat. I'm sorry. That was unnecessary. But look, your ass isn't the only one on the line here. These new rules have turned me from your chief of security to practically your handler. If we can't even get you to rehearsals on time, well, it might not just be your job on the chopping block. And whilst I'm sure you couldn't care less whether you're kept on or not all of us have the luxury of showbiz money to fall back on. So just behave. Your stomach's singing a solo. I can hear it from here. You'd better watch out that the microphones don't pick that up during rehearsals. What is it? Why are you looking at me like that? What do you mean, like what? I can see you in my rearview mirror. There, like that. With those big sad eyes. Seriously, what is it with those things? It's like they're growing. Cut it out. Fine. One quick stop to get you something to eat and some coffee. But after this, no more delays. No, we don't have time to go to your usual cafe parlour. It's 2 miles in the opposite direction. No, I know a place that's on the way. They don't serve anything you're allergic to, and I can vouch for their quality of food and drink. Well, no, it's not one of your snob shops. I wouldn't bother googling it either. They don't even have a website. Nope. Today you'll have to drink poor people coffee, like the rest of us. I'm sure you'll live. God, you're so dramatic. Save some of that overacting for rehearsals, will you? Maybe you'll finish the project sooner if you give them the same energy you're giving me right now. Ah, here it is. My wee local coffee shop. Beautiful as ever. In a rustic, economic recession kind of way. Alright, stay here and I'll pop in to grab your order for you. What do you fancy? So, how is it? Pretty good, right? See? We humble peasants know how to make more with less. Sure, we don't have all the fancy ingredients and machines that your barista cafe parlours have, but we can still hold our own. Now don't you go telling the agency that I let you eat in the car. They'll have my head. You know how much of a stickler they are for the rules. Ah, no need to thank me. It's a stupid rule anyway. So, now you've got something in your stomach, are you ready for rehearsals? Oh, come on. I'm sure it won't be too bad. Isn't today meant to be when the agency reveals the latest project for you and the other stars? Surely you must be excited. Now that I mention it, in all the time I've worked here, I don't think you've ever not known at least a little about a project before. I mean, aren't the projects usually created by you and the other stars? The agency taking control of this one certainly is unusual for them. Come to think of it, they have made quite a few changes to the independence of their stars, haven't they? I mean, the agency used to operate to serve the stars on their label, but I don't know, it seems more like the other way around now. Oh well, I'm sure the project will be good regardless. I mean, after all, the agency has to have your best interests at heart, even if it is just to make them money, right? And we're here, The agency studios. You go on ahead. I'll find somewhere to park the car and make my own way over. Remember to show security your ID and tell them you're going to Sound Booth 9, alright? Good. I'll see you in there. Ah, you're finished. Did you have fun? I managed to catch the end of it from the editing room. That wasn't so bad, was it? I mean, sure, this project is completely controlled by the agency, but not being able to contribute your own ideas gives you and the other stars less to do. Oh, no, I think it looked awful, but what do I know? Oh well. It's over now. You don't need to worry about that project for the next 2 days. So try your best to put it out your mind, okay? Right, well, we'd better get a move on. We've still got a tight schedule to adhere to. And if we make good time, we should have half an hour to go and grab something to eat from one of your more fancy restaurants before we... Is that those friends of yours? What are they wanting now? Of course they want you to go out again. They've got nothing better to do than spend Daddy's money and cause trouble. Well, come on. When are they wanting to see you? Well, no. You can't go now. You have a list full of appointments today. Not to mention the fan mail that you have to answer tonight. I don't care if it's boring. You need to stick to your schedule. Like it or not, this is a job. Being famous may have started off feeling like a holiday, but ever since you signed on with the agency, it became a job. You may be famous, but you're still an employee, and you have responsibilities that you need to fulfill. Life isn't one giant party. Sometimes you need to do stuff that you don't want to do, and most of the time, you aren't going to get any thanks for it. I mean, take me for example. How many days have I spent keeping you safe and on schedule? And how many nights have I spent running after you and your friends until the early hours of the morning? Do you think I want to do that? No. And do I get any gratitude for doing it anyway? No. Instead, I get to spend my days off dealing with your temper tantrums and listening to you call me every name under the sun. Which, believe it or not, isn't how I want to spend my life. But I suck it up and I do it anyway, because that's my job. And the sooner you learn that lesson, the better. No, I'm not trying to scold you, I'm just... This isn't working. Tell you what, if you behave yourself and get through the rest of your appointments today, then I'll stay late at the villa and help you answer fan mail. I'll even bring your favourite takeout, maybe even a coffee too. What's that? Oh, it has to be a coffee from your cafe, does it? What, are my peasant cups of black death not enough to satisfy your refined palate? I don't know. You drive a hard bargain. Let's see. Can I think of a better way to spend my evening than opening fan letters with a spoiled superstar? I'm still thinking it over. Alright. You've got yourself a deal. Food, coffee, and an extra pair of hands in exchange for your cooperation for the rest of the day. Now, let's get you to your next event. You have a fan meet-up at the plaza in an hour. I'll drive you there and hand you over to the security team for the venue. Then I'll meet you at your place tonight, Yes, yes, and I'll make sure to bring the takeout. God, you're such a pain in my ass.